Wow. Uh,
What's foul?
don't. Since you're sitting right there, you could read me off those dates in this folder right here. The declaration folder under Gale Rieder's declaration folder. And then I'll try to find them up here on the internet. Tell me, is it the only way I can get you right back in? And something I can have you for sure. I'm put him on blast. He not Douglas Hanson. He hid a lot of information from people.
Yeah.
He did. He only, and that's what makes me think that he was writing to me as Attorney Gale Rieder because of it. Because everything that they trying to cover up through my appeal, is what Douglas Hanson did. No, nobody is really looking at the facts. Nobody is really chasing it down. So I got to be the one to do it. I got to be the one to always explain it and make myself look like I'm like crazy, but I'm not crazy though. That's what Douglas has to think. I see what he doing to me. Why is this in here? I cannot understand why they got information that I'm suing Tracy and Gerald and Shirley knew. I don't understand why that's in here. They lying. They said that they didn't pay nothing. Show news towing. Look right there. What is this? I'm serious about exposing him and looking for help and getting help. I'm dead serious. This might be. I might keep on feeling down and depressed about it, but somebody gonna see it. Where the boys at? They're like, ooh. It's like, what is you doing? Public defender. Where's my investigation report where she told me that Douglas Hanson didn't even have enough to charge me within 1,000 feet of a school? Can I do it by this date? Nope, I gotta look for it like this. And I'm pretty sure it's not in here because Douglas Hanson deleted most of Gale Rieder's emails. He deleted most of them from here. This is not all Gale Rieder's emails. Can I look for it like this?
He was able to delete it. You know why he was able to delete it?
Because he got into my emails.
No.
What?
Teleport.
Yeah, teleport.
So because it was sent to him, he was able to delete it and deleted it from all parties.
Yup, he deleted all of the... Everything that's missing and deleted is what he was in. See, I'm not finding it. June 1st. It should be somewhere down in this area. See, it's gone. It's not on here. Dang it. I can't. That's why I did the live on my email. I mean, I can't. I don't understand why it's not on here. So, what do I do? That's a Nicholas Peterson. That's not what I want. How I cannot. No wonder why it's so hard for me to do. Cause people like, what are you talking about? The date is right there. Let's go to start. See if I can find it in here. I'm done. I'm done with this fool. Why can't I find it? Look, we got friends, Joanne Hardesty.
Because I know I've proved beyond reasonable doubt by taking polygraphs that I'm not a sex offender.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. The sex offender registration rules are by statute. And that means that somebody went to the legislature and got them to do some things and put some things in a list. And the governor signed it, and there you go.
What? What? Lou Frederick said, no, that's impossible. Nobody did that. So Douglas Hanson did it himself. If Lou Frederick admitting to me he didn't do it, nobody from none of his constituent party know nothing about it. That's why I keep trying to reach out to him.
But he's been instructed.
By Attorney General. He's being instructed by the Attorney General. The Attorney General told him, if you help Matthew Johnson, I'm sponsoring you. If you do anything to help him. She seen me in that interview. She seen me. Damn it, I messed up by letting this fool get into him. I had no choice because she teleported him. Yeah, she teleported him through it. See, the dates in these don't fit the description. I'm done. We go show you. I should have way more emails. I knew Douglas Hanson was dirty when he deleted all of Carrie Wineland's videos. Email us.
It includes.
Yeah, he deleted David Coon videos. Emails. He thought by doing that I would go on this path of destruction by saying, "Oh, my emails is gone." Why can't I? Why can't I find it June 1st? We looking over here at the dates right here, y'all. But I can't find it June 1st. See, he deleted all of it. This is my tablet going crazy, man. Come on, Uncle Willie, stop doing that.
I gotta go check out the videos.
I'm gonna play a little video if I could get to it. No, what is? I think my son deleted it. No. No. Please. This is bad, man. No. No. God dang it. If it ain't one son, it's another son, man.
I apologize for not getting back to you there. No, you a very busy man, and I'm a very busy man too. And I'm in the fight for my life, and that's why I actually reached out to you again on Facebook, and you told me then to make contact with your office, and I gave a full detailed email. I don't know if you had time to look at that, but I did, yeah. Yeah, one of my biggest things, because this is a bizarre situation, right? I can't keep fighting a battle with nobody helping me, right? And what I mean by that is I've taken the time to study what's been going on with that prosecutor down in Salem, right? And my whole situation is he took my 26-year-old wife, took our marital privilege, our husband-wife privilege away, right? 40.255, right? He took that away and he forced my wife to supposedly come to testify, which that never happened, right? So to make a long story short, because this is a very long 6-year fight, what I'm after is the fact that the judge in my case, right, her name was Honorable Susan Tripp. She said something to me on her audio transcript because I had told her that I've proved multiple times by taking polygraphs and, by, going out and taking these sex offender evaluations that I'm not no sex offender. Now, once I started playing the videos back she has said something about Douglas Hanson putting my name on a supposed list, right? Taking it to Governor Kate Brown, and a legislator signed off on that. And I had briefly talked to you about that in the basement, but so much was going on at the time, and I had gave the little spiel about me coming from Minnesota. I don't know if you really remember me, but I took a picture with you and all that. So I have not been leveled or classified, but I've been arrested a tremendous amount of times for this. And the police keep coming after me, and I keep on saying, hey, arrest me, take me to jail, because hopefully somebody will look at what's going on. I'm allowed to live with my wife, but I can't because I'm labeled a sex offender. And what I'm really trying and hoping and praying that somebody do for me is to really look into this. I've even got my mental health provider involved with this solely because the Department of Community Justice, their manager team, will not hold the probation officers accountable for all of this, sir. No. And it's time that, I've been to the protesters and all that, and I could be a nuisance and all that, but I'm a man of value. I love God a lot, and I do a lot of praying, and, I've spoke out to public, working with Teresa Rayford and a few other groups, but what was important to me is the fact that she implicated the legislators, and I know for a fact that no legislator know about me. No Governor Kate Brown never signed off on any of this illegal prosecution on me, especially using my wife and my children against me.
I'm pretty confused here. How is it? First of all, we, as legislators, we don't deal with individual cases of sexual sex offending or whatever. We would probably pass a bill that would deal with issues, but there's no way that anybody's going to sign off on anything like that. So I'm not sure where that comes from.
This is where I have to play the video for you, because that was my whole confusion in it too, is that how is they saying this to me and they know it's not true? The same thing that you was just saying to me. So do you mind if you hear this video?
Go right ahead.
Because I know I've proved beyond reasonable doubt by taking polygraphs that I'm not a sex offender.
Hold on. The sex offender registration rules are by statute. And that means that somebody went to the legislature and got them to do some things, and put some things in a list, and the governor signed it, and there you go. Okay?
And what I'm saying is that's a lie, because no legislator know about me, and I've spoken to my state representative about this, and they keep telling me to reach out to all these different entities, and everybody keep ignoring the fact. Now, the one thing that I do want to talk about is if say for instance that you guys as legislators pass this bill, which is a static R99. I don't know if you familiar with the static R99, which states that a predatory sex offender, and there's 3 tiers, level 1, 2, and 3. All right. Say for instance that you guys, in fact, passed this bill, right? Douglas Hanson, the prosecutor, said that this is not the typical type of case where the states have any concerns of me and dealing with child convictions, right? So it's basically he charged me with a crime saying that y'all approved in y'all legislative bill, but I don't meet the requirements of it, you know? If that makes sense.
Let's back up a little bit, because again, I'm pretty confused by that and what I read as well. What crime were you charged with? What was the case that they were trying to make? What were they trying to say?
He said that I promoted my 26-year-old wife into prostitution, but he charged me with the case. And then he, in the process, he allows me to be back with her if I committed this type of crime and I forced her and I'm this aggressor towards her, then why would you, in fact, allow me to be back with her? That's cruel and unusual.
So, he charged you with that and then said that you could go back and live with you, could go back and live with you. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Oh, that's exactly what he did, sir. And another thing he did is he tried to make her what's called a vulnerable victim, which says that the state at the time of when he was going through with this illegal conviction, he found the vulnerable victim under what's called Blakely enhancement factors. And I don't know if you're familiar with all this, but this has been 6 years of me just trying to put it out there. I've been exposing these people for 6 years, and all they have done is move office and change position, move office, and I'm aware of what's called the digital stakeout that's been placed on me. You know, people don't really want to talk about it, but I had a very, very long, detailed conversation with the director at the time, Harry Johnson, about this, him and the Attorney General. So, you know.
I know Harry pretty well.
Yeah.
You had a conversation with him about this. What did he have to say?
Well, eventually they cut me off from talking to him, you know, and that I talked to him back in 2014 of December. This is before he turned around and sued the Attorney General for the same complaints that's through the Department of Justice that I got, state and federal statute codes. It's just, you know, my voice has been silent, especially because it is digital stakeout. And I know for a fact that I'm a part of it because when I was reading Arias Johnson's lawsuit, he was explaining to me when you use certain hashtags and stuff like that, that there's a certain, what is it called? It's a certain, like, corrupted thing that they put on your computer. So when I try to hashtag out to you, it'll go somewhere to the garbage, you know? And I can show that. That's why I said, let me just turn in my computer and have one of the experts that knows exactly why digital stakeout was designed for, you know, look into it, you know. I've reached out to a lot of different people, and my whole fight is the fact that you took my 26-year-old wife and you charged her against me, against her will, right? You turned her into a victim first, and then you took her and then you made her into a witness because you knew about that spousal privilege, you know? And the things that this man did is crush my family. You know, the amount of evidence that I have on a lot of them down there. I basically reformed, and you don't have to take my word for it. Just go look on YouTube, look anywhere, Twitter. You don't have to take my word for this. But I feel that I am the reason why Marion County DA's office is reformed up under people, and people don't know it. You know, everybody in there is brand new besides Paige Clarkson, and that's still somebody that I have to deal with because she's sick in her husband who works for the state police on me in private emails.
They had a case against you. Did that go through the whole system? Did you end up
Well,
time for that case? Like, what did they end up
I'm glad that you.
not really clear.
I'm glad that you asked that question because any defendant, and trust me, sir, I'm a very honest man. I've been to prison twice in all my 35 years of living, right? This is the only time that I stood up for myself and said I want to appeal this bull crap. This is not what I wanted. I never stipulated to this district attorney Douglas Hanson that I'm talking about is extremely dangerous solely because he likes to use the office for personal gain. And I know a lot of people say that. What do you mean by use the office for personal gain? He was, in fact, the chairman for the Attorney General's Task Force, Domestic Violence Subcommittee. He was the chairman that seen all the complaints. On the flip side, he was the district attorney prosecuting cases, too. So when my wife wrote to Shannon Silva and the rest of the team, right, and I keep my Cordell notes on them, they rejected to hear anything from the victim's point of view. But they was supposed to be protecting her rights away from me. You know?
So they refused to hear her testimony? They refused to hear what?
They refused to hear anything from her. She put in affidavit after affidavit. She even tried to come to court. Right now, I've just exhausted my last remedy under appeal. See, they got me tied up. And what I'm saying to them is that, in fact, it's prejudice because Douglas Hanson worked for the DOJ. He worked for the Department of Justice. I'm appealing his illegal conviction, so each and every one of the attorneys that I've been through from the Department of Justice, including the Attorney General, and I'm going to Washington for this. I'm just trying to, reach out to my state first. I've tried every angle that I can say. If you charge me for the sex offense, the promoting prostitution, right? If you charge me for that, and then you put me on parole or probation, whatever you was telling the public, you told me I was on probation. But behind my scenes, talking to my son's school and all these different people, I was on parole. Point blank, period, right? So I get off of that. I'm no longer on none of that because I never complied with none of them that they were saying to me. I kept on saying, take me to jail. My arrest cycle is so deep with them that every time they took me to jail and tried to transfer me back down to the Marion County jurisdiction, when I got to the Marion County jail, the sheriffs then forced me out while on PO holes and all that. And I kept on saying this double jeopardy. I even reached out to the Department of Public Safety and Standard for this, and I was cock blocked. Part of the digital stakeout. Anything that I do, they follow it. They follow my mail. They got me recorded. They into my emails. All that. Douglas Hanson is very rude and he's evil. And I've been holding my tongue, and I ain't been out there protesting and being on nuisance. I've had a very, very good conversation with Joanne Hardesty about this. And if you don't believe me, ask her. I brung her my evidence, and I brung her my timeline, and I've showed her, and I've directed her to go to my undercover corruption page. It's all set out. It's common sense. How you gonna call me a sex offender for, having sexual intercourse with my own wife? So basically, every time me and my wife have sexual intercourse, you saying I'm raping her just to met. That's why I've been in treatment, because I've almost committed suicide for this. And that's why I ask when people say Black Lives Matter, what do you mean? When they dead? Or do it matter when somebody is really saying, hey, these people really got me shackled into a hateful system and I don't got a way out. Even my black community don't care for me. And I've helped a lot of people, And I'm not saying favor for a favor. All I want is somebody to look at the fact that this man was charged for a supposed predatory sex offender. They put a static R99 on him, but yet he's not leveled or classified. And I've been trying to get leveled and classified for almost 3 years now. And they done kicked me off of parole and probation and said, deal with it. So where am I supposed to go? I don't want to think rude and mean. You know, and that's not the type of person I am. I'd rather get out there and say, how can we make a difference? How can we stop this? And how can we make sure that when our legislators look at situations that the DAs bring to the table as far as getting funding for, because I've studied the biennium budget, I'm pretty sure you know about that, right?
Yeah, I know about that quite well. Yeah.
So I've studied that, and a reason.
I gotta tell you that budget that I did not study the county budget. I studied the state budget for the Department of Justice, but not the county budget. So the DA is one thing, the Attorney General is another.
Oh no, she's tied into this, and she's doing Douglas Hanson the biggest favor, if you ask me, because she had Douglas Hanson as her chair. Now, when I started complaining to her about Douglas Hanson, they assigned me a man named Lieutenant Russ Morris with the Salem Police Department. He was supposed to be for internal affairs on my case. And what he did, sir, and I'm the honest God truth, is he got all my evidence and he showed it to them and they sealed my case. You want me to tell you how they did that? They put me under what's called a stipulated protective order. And they sealed my case away and they lifted my signature through electronic e-court. I don't know if you're familiar with the new e-court system, electronic filing system. And he stole my signature and he placed my signature on the example that came from the criminal law, Lewison Criminal Law School, College. You know how they give you an example of a stipulated protective order for recordings?
Do I know how to do that?
No, I'm saying, have you heard of that? Have you heard of that? A stipulated protective order on recording?
I have only heard about it yet, but I haven't had any real depth of understanding of it.
So basically, that's what Douglas Hanson did to me, and he sealed my case. And what I'm saying, all this is wrong for me because my wife never went to no grand jury, man. My wife never went to no indictment. I tried several years to get actual jury. And you know what they did to me? They medically profiled me and they made me take a mental psych evaluation with a man named Dr. David Sweet, right? I had to prove to them that I can assist and aid in my own defense, but they got that report and they turned it on me, saying that I could not assist and aid in my own defense, and they gave me several public defenders. Several of them. It got so bad that they gave me a private attorney named Gale Rieder, who was an ex-judge. So I don't have no sympathy for her. She now retired, you know, because I had rolled her up through the Oregon State Bar. I'm like, people not paying attention to the information that I got, and I don't understand it sometimes, but I'm in such hell, man. Like, I sneak around, I find out that the one thing that was so hurtful to me is the fact that I found out through DHS, Department of Human Services, from Department of Justice, right? And this is how I know this is Douglas Hanson doing this, because he reached out to my son's school, right? I have been fighting this. I'm saying, I'm allowed to be around my kids. I'm allowed to be around my wife. Why is y'all treating me like I committed a crime on somebody else's child, right? And this lady from the school, right, which was a supervisor for the school, said to my wife, and they put me in such a situation where I had to record everything that they was doing. So listen to what this lady said to my wife and how humiliating it is. Hold on. Sorry.
He's not allowed to even participate. He's already missed out the first half of the year of his son participating in school. You know, he's not able to go.
Well, that's a video. Yeah, that's a video. That's a video I think you should listen to because it implicates somebody from the DOJ pretending to be a parole officer for me and giving instructions to my son's school to keep me away when the prosecutor himself said this is not the typical type of conviction where they had any of them concerns, but I've been segregated and more. You know, my story is really deep, man.
You don't have a parole officer.
No, when they did have a parole officer, which was Paul Lively, an ex-sheriff, and Stephanie Allen, who came from the Department of Corrections on the second chance for inmate staff relation. I'm a private investigator. Just because they said that I committed these crimes doesn't take away my knowledge and my skills and how I'm able to produce the evidence. And when y'all talk about having a preponderance of evidence, I'm talking about I got the paper trail, the pictures, the address. And if they said that I was this nuisance guy because they sicked the state police on me, right? And they threatened to put me in the state hospital and all that. And this is at the time that you asked me if I had a PO. And they did such a horrible job that they kicked me off early after illegally charging me again. They charged me and then kicked me off. So basically they double jeopardy me, triple dog jeopardy me, and now they used up all their little lockup cards, so they don't want to deal with me. And all I'm trying to do is get the relief that I need. You know what I'm saying? If you charge me with it, okay, fine with that. I wasn't in agreement with it. I never stipulated like they manipulated the paperwork to say, right? If you say that, right, well, do your part and do your job. Hold yourself accountable and say, we got to get this man leveled and classified. Because you're basically saying I can give you a fake address and tell you I'm a registered sex offender at this address, but be somewhere else and y'all don't even got nobody to control me. Y'all don't got basically nothing. So y'all just want me to go register, and I'm forced to register under duress this time because I've tried to say, you know what? I'm not registering. Take me to jail. Rod Underhill and them filed charges against me for failure to register as a sex offender, and they dropped the charges on me because they know I ain't got no victim.
Well, I will make inquiries and try to figure out what's going on. I'm not a lawyer. I can only ask more questions from folks and say, tell me what's going on here. Why is this fellow in such a state? Why does it appear you are harassing you, and what's going on here. So I'm going to try to call some people and ask some questions, but I'm not sure what else I can do.
Just tell your constituents, your partners, your player people, whoever they may be, that I've been fighting this for 6 years. I've done an extremely good job in fighting my case alone without no help, right? And the fact that Marion County District Attorney's Office has reformed without telling people why. I got the information, and I'm not binded by their color of law. I can go out, and what I'm saying is, I'm going to take this information and give it to whoever. I have a recorded conversation between him and my wife for an hour and a half of the DA himself actually incriminating himself. That's the thing. And when he seen that I start putting this video out on YouTube and all these major platforms, the Attorney General and Susan Tripp told Douglas Hanson to leave that office. They told him that because he's holding leverage over them, saying, hey, if I go down, y'all going down with me. And that's just how I took out Matt Santos for his corruption and his illegal dealings, because my wife went to Matt Santos and sat down and talked about the violation of our spousal privilege, how Douglas Hanson said to her, he took her marital right away from her because he, the state, felt and made that she's the victim. And then he cross-referenced and said, well, you a witness like anybody. Is you a witness or a victim? Which one is it? You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't charge me for a predatorial sex offender. Like I said, I'm breaking every law that y'all approved of. I'm breaking it all because I can be around my wife. I can take her to work. I can go to church with her. I can be around her within 3 miles of her. There's no domestic violence between us, but yet you want me to register as a sex offender and I can't live with her and be a man and take care of my kids? That's all I want. So if you charge me with it, then level me and classify me. I've already put in my relief packet to the Board of Parole and Probation, post-prison supervision. You know, they gave me a notarized letter saying that they don't have jurisdiction over my case and that the jurisdiction lies with who supervised me. So I go to them and I asked them why the Department of Community Justice, right, why they haven't did what they supposed to do and level me and classify me, because they know they can't do that because there's no underage victim to support their static R99 on me. So I'm just stuck and shackled into this for life.
It sounds like you are actually stuck in the situation.
Until somebody give me help, until somebody more powerful than our cricket corrupted commissioner Deborah Kafori, because I've been down there. I've even put so much pressure on Scott Taylor. He retired. I put so much pressure on Rod Underhill. He retired. So everybody that I've talked to and all the paperwork that I've got, right, all of them is gone. And now when I try to reach out to people, they say your case is closed. And I'm like, I haven't been dealt with. It's y'all policy that if somebody file a grievance that y'all look at that and y'all give a response. Y'all don't have to investigate it, but what y'all do have to do is give a response and say, hey, you lied to me at least. You know, saying that we came to the conclusion such and such. They didn't even want to do that. And I've been down to the Mead building several different times. And I say, can you stamp this to verify that I've dropped it off? And I've got a whole bunch of these letters and nobody doing nothing, and that's why it was time for me to say, you know what, I don't want to go cause riot, and I don't want to cry out in the wrong way. I'd rather be one of those people that try to help make changes so you can see it coming.
I applaud that. I mean, again, I've got to see like I don't understand why this is allowed to happen this way. So I've got to call and talk to the number of stuff. This is a good number to get in touch with you.
Man,
Keep in touch with you with.
yeah, I'm always, like I tell you, in this digital stakeout, and you know all too well about it, there's no way that a person like me should know the amount of detail that I know. And not only that, I do tutorials on how these DAs is lifting signatures and manipulating the e-court. You know, e-court was designed for a judge to get the information so that way the defendant won't be all mad and try to rush the judge. And what I'm saying, Douglas Hanson, that position that he was in at the Attorney General's office, not as the prosecutor for the DA's office. I'm talking about him acting as that chairman of that subcommittee, and not only that, him money laundering through his nonprofit organization, Hands Are Not For Hurt. He cheats, and it's time somebody put a stop to him, and that somebody is out here fighting with no help. And a lot of people complained about Douglas Hanson, and they know I expose him, so a lot of people email me, and I pick and choose what I want to expose out there after I go and investigate it. And that's what I was telling you. My uncle, Derek Foxworth, was the chief of police here.
That was a lie. Derek Foxworth is not my uncle. And we're going to end that video. And we're going to talk about this motion to eliminate. I don't care about nothing else. Obviously, we can show proof of Gale Rieder's corruption. So, first, let's see what this is. Nothing but garbage. I don't know why it's keep doing that to me. Who is that? What is this? Some emails, some native emails. Cheating, Douglas Hanson cheating emails. It's not going to let me show you guys all of Gale Rieder's, but what I really want to do is, my teeth is what? Motion eliminate. So we got to figure out what motion eliminate means. So what we paying attention to is here, motion eliminate. Motion eliminate. What is the purpose of a motion eliminate? Stated in the most general terms, a proper motion eliminate is evidentiary motion that seeks a determination as to whether to exclude or admit evidence before it is offered at trial. That's exactly what a motion to eliminate is. So we're going to go bring this back over here. I like looking this up. So we do know what that is, what a motion to eliminate is. So what Gale Rieder is doing is asking Susan Tripp what can and can't come in before trial. This is some information that Douglas Hanson deleted, and he don't want the appellate attorney to know about. And the appellate attorney's job is not to put back on evidence. That's why I have PCR with Colvin Patterson. But Colvin Patterson also wasn't an attorney that was willing to help me. So now the state of Oregon plaintiff Matthew Johnson now comes now defending by and through his attorney Gale Rieder and moves the courts for an order allowing the defendant present evidence. So this is telling you that I had evidence. Period, point blank. Whether people want to know it or not, I did in fact have evidence. Let me turn on I hate when they do that. What's I'm gonna do? Yeah, I want y'all to see my picture for this, because this is very important, and I'm just doing everything from this computer anyway. So it comes now defendant by through his attorney Gale Rieder moves the course for an order allowing defendant to present evidence and to testify as to the following matters. Right? This is one of them things that they had taken away from me. They didn't allow me to put on any evidence, and they most definitely didn't allow me to testify. The main things that I wanted them to look at is the fact that the defendant was forced out of jail after 22 days because he did not have a parole officer. So they made me do a 22-day sanction, saying that I had a parole officer up in Multnomah County. That I had a parole officer in Multnomah County, when really I was off of parole and I didn't have a parole officer. So the 22 days pushed me out in front of fighting my case. The defendant did not get indicted within 72 hours. So what I have to do is then go over here and look at I'll take this one. Let's see. We're going to go over how the defendant did not get indicted within 72 hours. No preliminary hearing was held in defendant's case. a preliminary hearing, people. I want to talk about that preliminary hearing real quick because I want people to understand what a preliminary hearing is. So I'll just bring up a different. Yeah, let's look at a preliminary hearing. Should I move my picture down? I like it right there. I kind of like it down at that corner. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna end this live and I'm gonna properly do one on indictment and preliminary hearings. So stay focused.